Hi everyone, Tim Stoddard here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you why I think that local SEO and also local search advertising is safe from AI. I think that local SEO and Google business profiles and also advertising on Google for local businesses is just a great business model if you want to start an agency, if you want a cash flowing business. And I'm going to show you why I think that this model is relatively protected from a lot of the ways that AI is going to kill SEO. So let's dive right in. Okay, as is the case with all of my videos, you're going to have this outline. If you want a copy of this outline, just go to the description in the video and click the link, and then you can go to File and make a copy. All right, why local SEO is safe from AI, sort of. In this video, I'm going to explain how local SEO and Google's performance max, we call it PMAX ads, will evolve as AI becomes more prominent in search. I want to show you why local SEO is mostly insulated from AI. I want to show you how PMAX can seamlessly incorporate itself into AI search. So I'm going to show you why AI isn't going to overtake PMAX in the same way that AI is overtaking like organic SEO, the 10 blue links we call it. And I'm going to show you some real world examples. All right, so local SEO is not going to be disrupted by AI as much because Google owns the local directory. So the easiest way to understand this is to do some examples. And I've talked about this in previous videos, but it's just so important to understand. So let's say I'm looking for a local business. Let's say I'm looking for lawyers. So I'll do personal injury lawyers in Denver. Okay, well, you see right away, and this is actually kind of perfect because these are ads, right? And we're going to talk about this soon. But you see right away how the local business profiles are at the very top. And you also see that you do not have the AI, the Google AI at the top. After that, you get what's called a targeted ad. So this is an ad that goes to an actual web page as opposed to these ads, which go to a Google business profile. And then underneath that, you got the local pack. And so what do you notice about all of these? Well, Google is like monetizing or owning all of this. So we're what? We're a quarter of the way down the page before we even get to an option to leave Google. And the fact that Google is incentivized to put clicks to these Google profiles, well, this is plenty of reason to not display AI at the top because Google's job is to make money, but Google's job is also to keep you on the site while simultaneously solving your problem. And so the fact that Google owns this database, the Google Business Profile database, or Google My Business, we used to call it, I still call it that. This is huge because if I click on this, I'm still on Google, right? If I click on directions, I'm still on Google. If I look at some of the products, I'm still on Google until I eventually click that site. So I've been through this a bunch of times, but it's really important to understand this to see the context as to what's going to happen next. The power of the local pack. I mean, look, like 80% of search, something like that, is still local search. Everybody needs to find local businesses, whether it's a restaurant, a contractor, a store, a retailer, a coffee shop, right? We're all looking at that. But as I just explained, AI's role in local search is limited because there's just no benefit for them to replace the local pack with AI answers. Now, let's take a look at Performance Max, and this is kind of a prediction that I'm making. Performance Max is actually, I'll just show it. I don't talk about ads a lot in my videos, and I'm going to start talking about ads because local ads are just as important, if not more important, than local SEO, and it's another way for you to build services around your local agency. Okay, so what Performance Max does is it basically uses AI to put your ad in all of the places that they're going to think that Google thinks is going to be beneficial. So that includes, but is not limited to, actually, I think I made a little chart here. Yeah. So Local search ads shows in the local packs sometimes via PMAX or search with location. So an example of that is right here. Actually, it's right here. These two ads, these are potentially local ads, they're potentially targeted ads, or they're potentially PMAX ads. You can basically show up in all of those places. But your performance ads are always the PMAX. This is basically what they are, and these do show up in the local pack. Your LSAs, your local services ads, these are different. Like basically, you can submit your business to Google to be like a Google certified business, and as such, you'll show up higher, and you do advertise, but you get like a little green check mark. So this could potentially be a Google LSA, a local services ad, but I don't know if I search. Let's just try plumbers in Denver. You, I don't see any, but you'll see it now that I have done it. You'll notice that some of the ads just say like Google certified, and you can submit your business to Google to be like a certified business on Google. And those ads are not part of PMAX. And then search ads with locations, these are called targeted ads. So a good example of this is right here. So these could be in the PMAX, in the performance max. These can be local ads. These could be LSAs. This all depends on how you basically format your ads into AdWords. But this right here, these are targeted ads. So this kind of ad is going to go to a web page. And by the way, these are the kind of ads that I run most with quantum leads for my clients. I run a lot of targeted ads to landing pages. I like this because then you have control over the landing page and you have control over the copy. Okay. I gave you like that quick little crash course on advertising. I realized when I was like halfway through that I probably should just make a totally separate video on advertising. But the whole reason why I showed you that is to show you the difference between a PMAX ad and the Google AI ad, the AI mode. So let's just say I'm looking for best accountants in Denver. Well, what do you see? You don't see a Google Gemini AI answer. You just see local businesses. And with this example, you still got two PMAX ads, one targeted ad. This is potentially a targeted ad or a PMAX ad, just depending on how they did it in AdWords. And then three ads in the local pack. So I mean, it's just it's it's so good to see how protected local search is from AI. Now, this one's a little bit nuanced because I do not yet have access to AI mode. If you want, a couple of days ago, Google made an announcement saying that there's AI mode. So basically, up here, there's going to be another option where you're only searching in AI mode, and you can basically have a conversation with the AI the same way that you would like ChatGPT. And as such, you'll get different listings and different links and different resources in the AI response. But so I did best accountants in Denver using Google AI mode just to get basic representation of what this is going to look like. And you see that it just like sucks, right? There's nothing here that is that relevant yet. So if we look at the search result, it's just not that good because you don't have any of the information that shows up with Google Business Profile listings, DMOF tax services, a lot of words, a lot of reading. The information isn't displayed. However, let's just assume a day when everything is in AI mode. And no matter what it is that you search, you basically get an AI result. Well, who's to say that you can't just put ads at the top of the AI result using PMAX the same way that you put ads at the top of the Google business result using PMAX, right? Like, why wouldn't this just become this? And this is making the assumption that Google is going to start displaying AI for local search queries, which I don't think they are because like this is just a better experience than this anyway. With this we have locations, we get reference, we get directionality. We get reviews, addresses, phone numbers baked into the listing. We call this the feature, and you don't get any of that with this. So it is my opinion that even if you use the same kind of location based search in AI mode, you may get the AI generated summary, but you will also get the PMAX ads or the sponsored local services, the LSA, baked right into the AI result. So look, same thing, same structure, different presentation. It's all exactly the same, just a different way of looking at it. And so for me, when I look at this and I compare it to this, I'm like reinforced in my idea that local SEO is the most effective way to grow local businesses. And also, local SEO is the most effective, is the most like opportunistic service for you to provide to customers and clients in order to build a cash flowing, profitable business. All right. So I'll just review this with some final thoughts and some takeaways. I mean, look, local SEO is here to stay. It's definitely evolving, and the PMAX ads will adapt, but they will not disappear. I didn't spend a whole lot of time explaining what PMAX ads are, but these kind of ads will show up locally on YouTube. They'll show up locally on Gmail. They'll show up locally on the Google business. This is kind of what PMAX is. It's like Google's new advertising product in which they basically optimize the ads for you and they put you in. It's like omni-channel. All of the different assets that Google owns, they put the ads in all of these different assets, and they optimize it in a way that they think is going to generate the best results for you. But whether it's PMAX, whether it's targeted, whether it's LSAs, it doesn't matter, because even if this is what Google looks like, which I don't think it is, but even if this is the case, the ads are still going to be just as relevant then as they are now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am just back from a 3-week vacation. So as I was recording this and as I was talking through it, I was like, oh man, I'm out of practice a little bit. I gotta get better at presenting my information. Nonetheless, I hope this information was presented in a way that makes sense so that you can visualize a future in which AI and local SEO are both existent and are symbiotic. They can both exist freely at the same time. Both things can be true at the same time. AI can exist and local SEO, local advertising can also exist. It's not like they're going to kill each other. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And please, if you see this and you see the same opportunity that I do, start your agency, get a client, start a business, give it a shot. Like, this is what I'm doing myself. I am proof in the pudding that this really works, and I encourage you to give it a shot as well. So like I said, leave a comment, smash that subscribe button, and I will talk to you on the next one.